All right. Good
Really
shot for
impressive
Wynnbrook.
shot. Really great shot. That's the second shot Cook has made on that positioning right there. And again, you got to be able to close out. But even if you close out, that was still a spectacular shot. So even if the defender got there, good odds that Cook would have made it anyway.
Oh.
It was a great defensive play right there. You always hope to see if a player can finish that, but that's the kind of stuff I like seeing with our team. It's kind of like I stuff seeing at every single level, middle school, JV, varsity, is you're playing on both sides of the court, and that's pivotal. And I like seeing that with Wynnbrook, and I like that we've seen that with Southern Prep too.
Yes. And Ramirez, number 22 for Wynnbrook, had that foul, so we are taking it down the court.
Carrying the basketball is just one of those things that you might just instinctively do when you're shooting the ball around with your friends. But, I mean, AISA refs are pretty strong. They know what they're doing. They know what they're looking at. It's a pretty lengthy rule book. And, honestly, that's kind of one of those easy calls that they'll make. And it's a learning experience, honestly.
Yes.
You probably won't do that again.
Now, for those of us that aren't 100% sure what a carry is, can you explain what a carry is?
Absolutely. It's when you are positioning the ball. If you imagine the ball is kind of like a globe, that you have your hand more close to the South Pole.
Okay.
You can't be carrying the ball, making a rotation with your wrist. It's a way that some players use it to kind of control their dribble, but you're not supposed to do it. And that was an excellent play.
There we go.
Excellent play.
Jaden Spencer with the layup.
Jaden made a great cut, but it's also a really good pass. There's two different functions when it comes to running good offense. The passing is almost, if not as important, as being able to finish the basket.
And it definitely goes back to your team mentality.
For sure.
It's not about the individual players making the shot. It's about the whole team working together to get past the ball down the court.
Absolutely.
And make that basket.
And that's a great point, Morgan. And if you lose sight of that, what will end up happening if you lose sight of that is your team will struggle more and more to function well, which then will, in addition to that, make it more difficult for you to play well. Because the defenses are smart, whether it be middle school to, even professional, they'll know which player is causing damage. They'll know which player is taking shots. They'll lock that person down. So if you play as a team, you'll be able to free up opportunities, particularly if the other team's playing zone. Passing is how you beat zone. And we've seen that so far. Decent passing for our middle school team. It's commendable effort by Adrian Pinto to try to save that. I'm curious to see if they're ever going to try to pass the ball, Wynnwood that is, down to number 52, Trimble on the block, to see if they'll try to go against the teeth of our defense. They have yet to do that, and so I'm curious to see if that'll happen. We've been playing good defense. I'm curious to see if Wynnwood will be able to do that, and that's an excellent pass.
Oh, man.
You do not see that every day.
So it looks like our ball got stuck here. We're having a slight issue. Oh, Jaden Spencer's trying to get it down for us. And he got it.
Done.
All right. So it looked like when that happened, they call it a jump ball.
They will call that a turnover. They'll call they'll call it like a dead ball.
Gotcha.
But they're actually awarding it to Southern Prep. I might be wrong by that, but normally with dead balls, they will actually give it to the other team, depending.
Okay.
But I believe also, and again, I may have to check up on my rules, but you also may have the possession arrow being in play, because the possession arrow was back for Southern Prep. We'll have to see if maybe that was a factor as well. But there are slightly different rules with middle school.
All right, and we have blue 4-0 Neal with the foul.
So one of the more important things to coach up at every single level of basketball is if there's a screen, that you set a screen properly. So you don't get a foul called on you for sitting in a proper screen by moving your feet, but also keeps players safe as well. Because that's a chance for someone to potentially get, as my dad would say, clotheslined and fall down because you have someone setting in a proper screen.
Oh. All right, Jack Lynch is back in the game. We have a travel on Pinto.
One of the ways that he will be able to avoid that is, again, not putting the ball on the ground because he dribbles and then he ends up getting bogged down because everybody collapses. If he's able to take the ball quickly and just go up with it, it will help him, but it's still, just the first game of the season, so there's a lot more coaching to be done.
Right.
Really strong defense by Wynnbrook right there.
And that was Ramirez with the foul.
I personally thought that was good defense. Again, from our vantage point, not maybe able to see it as well, but I thought that was spectacular defense. If you pick up your dribble, you can be potentially a sitting duck, and I thought that Wynnbrook did a good job with that.
Jack Lynch with the quick feet.
He's like a water bug. He's really fast.
We had a slide here that counted as a travel for Wynnbrook.
It is easy to slide, I'll tell you. But again, I think the refs have done a good job fairly calling this game.
We've got Jaden Spencer back in the game for Southern Prep. And it looks like the Rangers are up by 2. And that is the end of the second period. Again, Rangers 9, Wynnbrook 7.
And that's a good way to go in the locker room. Go in the locker room with a lead and then realize that there was points that was left out there. Make some simple adjustments, and we're looking forward to his second half. And again, I got to say that we're seeing some decent basketball right here, but a lot of things that can be improved. I'm sure that both coaches will go into the locker room and talk a little bit about the things that they thought they could do better, but also give some positive reinforcement because they've done a half-decent job so far in this game.
Yes, I agree. The boys are definitely doing well. Like you said, we're not sure if this is Wynnbrook's first game, but it is Southern Preps, and for their first game, they are looking like a team, and they're doing big things.
Absolutely, and sometimes it's just hard to schedule practices.
Yes.
And so depending on how many practices they have, it depends. So the cadets are out here in force, so I had to pause that, or else I would have been drowned out. But overall, I'm really proud with them, and what Coach Hayes is doing and what Coach Murphy's doing.
Yes.
Really spectacular job.
And before we have a quick intermission, I just want to say, of course, thank you for joining me. My co-host could not make it today, so I'm very happy to have someone that knows more than I do to do the technical things.
This is fun. I'm just happy to be along for the ride, really.
Yes. And just want to say, of course, thank you to all of our coaches, both Wynnbrook and Southern Prep. And the boys are doing great. And if anyone out there that is not a part of the Ranger family already wants to join, you guys can give us a call. Our phone number is on the website. My personal cell phone number for work is 256-790-9202. So you guys can just reach out with any questions. Give us all a call. We're all available.
I was thinking.
All right, and we are back for our third period. Miss Murphy and Coach Hayes are getting everybody ready. They're back in. A lot of smiles when they came out of the locker room. So let's see what both teams bring to our third period and fourth period.
Absolutely, and it looks like they're both going to be bringing back their starting five for both teams. And I'm curious to see again, we saw in the second how Wynnbrook was able to hit down some of those perimeter shots.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of the reason why the game is the score it's at. They've been able to hit shots from the perimeter. And so we'll see if they're able to do that again, because if they are, it makes that lead that we have here at Southern Prep shrink considerably.
All right, Jaden Spencer taking it down the court pretty quick.
That was a clear offensive foul, which is a shame he didn't have to do it, but they're going to call that. It's just like in football. When there's the clear extension of your arm and your elbow essentially locks in a full extension, it's just too easy to not call, essentially.
Looks like we had a timeout called here by Blue. We're going to do a 30-second. So while they're doing this timeout, guys, I'm just going to highlight something that we're doing this week. So our Beta Club is actually handing out baskets thanks to all of our parents' donations for needy families in Camp Hill. So we are actually handing out 20 baskets, and a great thing that happened was we put out our list just a couple weeks ago, and within 24 hours, all of the items on our list were sold by our parents and other members. So thank you guys very much for that, and we're very excited to hand those out to members of the Camp Hill community, and pictures will be coming soon.
Fantastic. Absolutely superb.
Brandon Bell with the rebound, and Jaden Spencer has the ball. Pinto with the layup, and our boys were very excited about that one.
The crowd gets pumped up on those kind of baskets for sure.
Very close three-pointer for 44.
Nothing but net, but not in the ideal way.
Yes.
But again, if they're able to hit those shots, it changes things.
Very close shot here for Jaden Spencer.
Excellent defense. It is a full court game.
And they're very fast about it, back and forth.
Absolutely.
Back and forth.
We have demonstrated, or we've seen them demonstrate, really strong defense, both teams and both sides. Something that just comes with practicing the game of basketball and getting more, hours under your belt, so to speak, is going to be dribbling the ball while keeping your eyes up. Again, it's really difficult because sometimes you feel tempted to look down, but in theory, the ball is going to come right back to your hand. So if you're able to focus on, again, these are middle school cadets, and they'll be able to grow as basketball players and build upon the talent they clearly already exhibit. But keeping your eyes up, like we can see right here with Jaden Spencer, will allow you to look for a clean pass just like that.
Looks like we've got a foul here on Ramirez. And Wagner is going to be shooting 2. Again, I can't imagine being under this pressure with everyone watching. But it's good.
Perfect form, perfect shot. Again, it's a free throw. It's an opportunity. Should be for an easy 2 points. Let's see if we can get the second one here.
And the second one is good as well. Good job, Wagner.
He did the same thing both times. The form was the same. His footwork was the same. The ball rolled off his hand. It's consistency. And a lot of times folks don't practice that. But the more you practice that shot, the more valuable it will become.
Very close shot for Wagner. And that's Pinto with the foul.
Something that I was taught when I was playing basketball, when I played basketball, was if you are reaching, you're going to be in trouble. The objective is to be able to move your feet to get yourself in a better position. But when they see that sort of extension reaching in to get the ball and the person's moving towards their end, it's almost inevitable that they're probably going to call a foul like that. But that's something that will just come with time.
Yes.
The offensive rebounds have been really impressive, I will say, for Wynnbrook.
Good teamwork from the Rangers for that shot, with Wagner making the shot, but there were a lot of good passes down here to make that shot happen.
Absolutely, and if they're not going to be awake on defense, take advantage of it.
Yes. Can we do it again? That would have been a good shot, but unfortunately there was a travel called before the basket.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's difficult when you catch a pass like that to stabilize yourself to shoot the ball. It's one of the tempting things because you're open, you want to shoot it, but you got to make sure that you don't have a costly turnover like that. And I say costly because, as we almost saw right there, and as we saw right there, Wynnbrook had demonstrated that they will come back. They don't just stop. They keep playing, and they keep playing well. And even though they're only down by 6 points, 1 3-point shot changes the whole dynamics of this quarter.
Yes. All right. That was number 33.
Is Dumlau. That was my bad at pronouncing it. Your handwriting is really good. That's my bad. I'll take that on my eyesight as someone who has arguably the worst handwriting in human history. Being in school all those years did not improve the quality of my handwriting, that's for sure.
All right, and we're taking a timeout here, and we are 15-11.
It's a smart timeout, too. They've been doing a good job making sure that they don't use it at reckless abandon. And you want to try to stem the tide a little bit because you're up by a large margin. They storm back a little bit. And then your objective is you try to stymie that wave the best as you can. I think that's a perfectly timed timeout. Also, to rest some of your players, too.
Yes.
Players like Brandon Bell, Adrian Pinto, they have been playing there in the trenches the entire game, fighting for rebounds. And as we've already talked about with Wynnbrook, some of their players have done a really good job rebounding, too. They've got strong players in their own right.
Yes.
LaQuire, for example, Trimble. And so they have to make sure that they don't wear themselves out on both ends of the court. Timeouts are perfectly timed.
All right, we have blue 40 with the foul. That's Neal. It's a white ball. we've got Rad, number 3, our sub coming in.
Good inbound by Levi. Again, they have been clean on every single inbounds play, which has been important.
Good shot for Ramirez.
Impressive. I do believe that's only a 2, though. His foot was on the line.
I believe you are correct. Looks like our score is 15-13.
Oh!
But we had Kimball with the 3.
That's how you respond. That's how you respond. Nicely done. Burying the J.
All right. Kimball with another shot.
Solid job. Solid job. Stayed composed the entire time. Very easy to turn it over, and he didn't.
Yes. All right, and number 54 for Wynnbrook, that is Owens, and he's coming in as a substitute. Kimball made that, but that's only a 2-pointer.
It is a 2-pointer. A great shot.
And that is the end of the third period. 22 Rangers, 13 Wynnbrook.
That was
Rangers
a really strong
leading the way.
showing. That was a strong show. Oh, I didn't do it at the same time. That's my bad. That's my bad. I'm a rookie at this. We'll sync that up maybe at the end.
Absolutely.
But again, a good showing by both teams coming out. We're seeing that they're much more comfortable and as well as rested. But the one thing that we've seen so far is some really good stuff from both teams in terms of the rebounding, free throw shooting as well, but also some of the things that can definitely be coached up on. So, for instance, we could have had, and as well as the other team, 3-point shots, but a point went off the board because their foot was on the line.
Right.
So being self-aware of that, because that's a really impressive shot, but if you're that far back a couple more inches, you get full awards for your points. So overall, we're seeing a really good game being played by both of these teams, and coaches doing a good job coaching. I think that's one of the most important things we have here.
I agree.
As a Rangers family, in particularly, because being self-aware of what our responsibilities and goals here. We're supposed to be nurturing, making young men into adults, men that can be, upstanding in our society, responsible and caring to the young, to women, to elderly.
Yes.
And I think that's one thing that we're seeing on every single coach with the basketball program, with programs in general, committing themselves to that. Because, just down the road we have Tuskegee University, and some of the lessons of someone like George Washington Carver was exactly that. You should learn to be a mature person and a strong person at a young age, so then you'll be able to treat people at every other path of life strongly as well. And so again, as we're proud of these teams playing on the court, I'm proud of the honor and integrity that's being coached and taught as well.
Yes, and as someone who's not a coach, from myself, I can definitely see that you coaches, including yourself, are doing a great job instilling those values with our boys.
Well, I thank you. And you have to do that.
Yes.
Because the odds of someone going to the NBA is pretty slim. So you teach them to play for the joy of the game.
Yes.
You teach them to play as a team to pursue victory, because that is why you play, but also to have the attributes and integrity that will carry you throughout your life. In the business world, as a father, as a husband, there's values you'll learn that will carry on. A tremendous shot by Ramirez.
Very good shot. Oh. Looks like we got a little tripped up there, but that's okay. Still moving.
It was a graceful trip up, I will say. If it was me, it would look like a disaster.
Oh, I agree. I'm very klutzy myself.
Yes. Particularly with my Vans on. Those are not the best shoes when it comes to running up and down the court. played for some pretty talented private programs in Missouri as in a high school, and I kid you not, there was one kid, one of the best players on the team, but he wouldn't wear shoelaces in his shoes,
Oh my goodness.
and at least once a game he would slide, and he didn't wear shoelaces for good luck, and I said, well, that wasn't lucky there. So, but yeah, slipping and sliding, as we see right there, is just part of the game.
At least he had his laces on, so
Absolutely, at
he
least he
didn't
had
lose
his
the
laces.
shoe. Oh,
Very strong defense
great.
right there. Dustin Bunn checked into the game. I really give respect because when that ball's out there on the ground, it's sometimes not fun to jump on it, but that's exactly what he did.
Yes, he really dove for that ball, and he was there.
Did a great job.
And Kimball's coming back in.
For Dustin, good job, Dustin. Well done. A funny story, my mom did not come to my basketball games because she did not like the squeaking.
Oh, wow.
So there were some times she wouldn't show up, and she's like, the squeaking's just too loud. I was like, that's okay. So she would like stagger, like every 2-3 games she would come. She's like, it wasn't like that in football. I couldn't hear anything with that, but the squeaking. To each our own, I guess.
I will say there is a lot of squeaking out here today.
And a great shot by Pinto, absolutely. I don't know, I like the squeaking. It's the ambiance, the swish of the basket, the dribbling the ball.
Part of the whole
It's
experience.
a part of the experience, yes. We don't disappoint here at Southern Prep for sure.
Jaden Spencer stealing the ball back, and the layup is good.
Excellent job, excellent job. Rangers are starting to build a lead. But again, with a team that will shoot from the perimeter like we see with the visiting team, you can't just rest on your laurels. They can put up a shot and it changes everything.
All right, and we're calling subs in, so 52 and 35 for Wynnbrook are coming in for.
And I've liked Trimble's game, number 52, for Wynnbrook. I mean, he's used his body. He's used his height. He's done a good job there, getting his arm involved there. But a great shot by Pinto to build the lead.
Yes. Rangers are up 28-16. Kimball with a very close shot.
Absolutely.
Spencer with the shot that is good.
We've seen that all afternoon long. We've seen players that even if they don't make the shot, their teammates are there to pick up the ball. We've seen good effort. And something that Southern Prep has wisely been able to take advantage of throughout this game is being able to make wise passes. It's tempting to sometimes lob the ball, but most of their passes have been strong and decent passes with little chance of being intercepted.
And it looks like we've got a timeout here. So our boys are taking a water break. The coaches are refocusing the boys.
Oh, yes, Spencer. Go, boy. Go, Spencer.
We got another cheer coming.
So hopefully you guys at home can hear that, hear our boys cheering on their teammates and fellow cadets as they're getting ready to go back into the game.
There's definitely a good spirit behind the team, and,
Yes.
I have no doubt that it's because of the leadership involved, and I think that we're seeing that with the middle school team, with the leadership that Coach Murphy and Coach Hayes have been demonstrating so far.
All right, it looks like we're bringing maybe a substitute in.
Yes, they've introduced McGarvey, number 32, and Southern Prep has corresponded with Lovell. Now there's an example of an ill-advised pass. It happens. It's tempting though, right? Because
Yes.
the more you do that, the more you want to be able to lob the ball. But a travel keeps the ball on the Southern Prep side.
Wynnbrook was showing very good defense there. To get
Absolutely.
the ball.
And see, it happens on both teams. They were able to respond with an open player. This is what my dad likes to call run and gun, where the temptation to move fast and to lob the ball or to shoot the ball kind of maybe wins out. But they're having fun. It's clear, and that's the most important thing that we're seeing here as we have Jack Lynch come into the game, as well as Jackie Liang.
And this is Jackie's first time in the game tonight. And we've got his fellow cadets cheering for him.
Brandon Bell has provided good rebounds throughout this game. Rebounding is incredibly important, sometimes goes overlooked.
That was Ramirez, number 22, with the foul. And Pinto's coming back in the game for Brandon Bell.
Much deserved rest for Mr. Bell.
Yes.
Played very,
I
very
believe
well throughout
he's
the
been
game.
in the game the whole time.
Oh, almost the entire game as Pergakis comes in for Wynnbrook.
Good teamwork there between Jackie Lang and Jack Lynch.
Really impressive shot. I've liked LaQuire's game this entire time. His defense has been stellar, and there he is hitting a perimeter shot.
And that teamwork between Lovell and Pinto, as Pinto lost his glasses, is just another character thing that I love to see our boys exhibit.
That was a good assist, too, if you think about it, getting the glasses
Yes.
to your teammate. Strong defense by Jack Lynch, staying on his player's hip. And with that, that is the game, Morgan.
All right, and Rangers led the way all the way to the win with 30-19. So great job, Southern Prep Rangers.
It's fun to win. It's enjoyable to win. And to see the good teamwork being demonstrated by both teams, as well as seeing good sportsmanship as we see here at the very end. Well done all around.
Yes, so great job, Rangers. And we're about to go shake hands with the other team. And before we close out, just want to say if anyone is interested in gaining more information about Southern Prep, please visit our website, fill out a form, give us a call anytime. Our website is www.southernprepacademy.org.
Yeah, and
So-
this was fun. Thank you for having me tag along.
Yes,
I know I
and
can do.
thank you for all of your help with all the technical things that I do not know, so I greatly appreciate it.
Trying my best. I know that hearing a Philadelphian accent that's hoarse is not the most pleasant thing to listen to, but it's been fun to tag along with you. I enjoyed this.
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy.